Buenos dias, buenos tardes, buenos noches, mi amigos, and good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody all around the world. And thank you for joining us today for another Left 4 Dead 2 competitive shoutcast. My name is MK. I'll be your caster and cameraman for today, and I am not running solo. I am running with the 404 star himself, Nine Na. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, MK. I am casting here for my team, Air 404, as well as. Actually, I'm not sure. Are we allowed to say this team? Did you say this team name? What are we? How are we approaching this team name?
I have called them the Gore Enjoyers because you know me. I
The
try to
Gore
I
Enjoyers. I
try
like
to do
it.
my best to stay away from the profanity.
Yes.
Sometimes it slips out,
Yes.
because that's just the way it be. But
So I felt like go ahead and sub me out. I'll be able to cast the match, and away we go on your favorite, or maybe your least favorite, MK, here at Parish Overgrowth.
yeah, I'm not a big fan. I don't know where this map came from,
Not a
but
fan.
I have no idea. But right now they're gonna have to deal with early tank at 33%. The opening attack is really great. The smoker's gonna try to alley-oop the charger, but the charger's a little late. Gore and they still managed to land all of the SI on the same survivor, one at a time there. Even the spitter gets the damage now, and Jack Frost, aka I believe I was about to say the wrong name. Diablos,
Yeah,
correct?
Diablos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Diablos.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the old name there. And he takes most of the damage with a little friendly fire on the gun noodle, but that is it. And the first tank of the game for the Gore Enjoyers into the hands of Gore. I believe you pronounce that. And his teammates will
Yeah.
be Unlimited,
Yeah.
KJ, Mirai Yarai. If I said that correctly, I do my best. But right now, he gets the hittable in play, and he is going to get to better, higher grounds above the survivor, it would seem. And they sack the boomer out, and now it's going to be what 404 decides to do here, and where the tank chooses to go. Because to get on top, you have to lose a couple of HP to get that, unless he can make the jump onto the fire escape. And it doesn't look like 404 is too aggressive due to that card being right there, nah.
Yeah, we do see two players up on the rafters, kind of three as Jack Frost kind of edges his way over there too. You know, I'm conflicted. I'm a huge Gore fan as far as the name of the artist, the word that I can't say. It's a great artist. I recommend you check him out if you like crazy music or maybe some cars colliding. No, Jack Frost will be able to avoid the car, but he is here in the corner. And Yogurt, captain of Gore Enjoyers, he's going to get two smack. I thought he was going to get a third smack there, MK, which would have been egregious with him on 29 HP. But we have Diablos, aka Jack Frosty, finally is able to escape that white van that he was stuck in. And as the tank approaches to try to give him one more blow, he's there with the shotgun shot to take him down. A hit coming through. They really only need the charge spit at that area, and they try to catch 404 off guard. It worked out all right, but not really, and now 404 will be able to get inside.
Yeah, they are, but look at the bonus that they have now. 404 looking extremely healthy. The tank died. They had 80-some% bonus remains. They lose a little bit on that hit, which is probably the most difficult choke to take with the guaranteed pounce charge spit at the top of the stairs. Very difficult to deny any damage coming out there. And now 404 just has probably one or two more hits to take. It all depends on how fast they move here. And it already looks like the special infected are backing off, not choosing to go. Two of the infected are only none of the infected are even close to 404 right now. Now look at the separation from them.
They are definitely just,
Shocked.
yeah, letting them approach. They once it gets to this good choke, 73.7. I mean, with the way that first hit played out, I was like, all right, this is going to be a challenge for the survivors, but tank falling flat. No follow-up hits, really, and they've got this one chance at a quad as Air 404 very gingerly approaches. I mean, judging by how cautious they are, number one, they know it hits up, but I do think that they're probably pretty aware that this is a quad, and we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, they do spawn it in. Smoker behind, almost connecting all of the dots. That would have been absolutely horrific for Arrow 404. Jockey and Smoker do get serious damage in. It's over 10% on the hit. Don't get me wrong, it's still massive, but they don't get quadded, and they will get into the safe room with a little over 700 points, unless MK, another hit comes out right here.
Yeah, the smoker has to delay this. And no, they don't. They're in. And 404, like you said, 7-16, great start for them. And they're trying to keep that record clean. They're 2-0 going into this now. Maybe if we sit here and cast, they go to 3-0 next week. And I believe it was No Skill, just who they're going to battle it out. I do believe they got the victory this week, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that was an amazing match as well. Really, I mean, Division 2 is on fire. Like, just because it's a lower division does not mean that these games have not been heat. I have loved covering them. And, I mean, today's match has high promises as well. And actually, this isn't our only Friday afternoon match, funnily enough, MK, right? We've also got Ascendant versus Fear Factory after this. So at, I think, 4:30 Eastern, 3:30 Peru. So, you know, kind of no break from the action. And I'm excited to see how the rest of this plays out.
Yeah, me too. And also for the fans out there that know that that's the one match that has not been uploaded since last week. The only one we're missing is the Fear Factory versus Judgment game, which let me tell you now, that game was amazing. I'm not going to give it away, the spoiler. I'll let you guys watch it. We missed half the game, so it's going to be half POV from the players, half from a cast. The first one we've ever done that way. Took a lot more video editing to get done, but let's keep it where the action is. Tricap with spit here now. Remember, last side they all stacked on one. See what happens here. Jockey lands, Charger misses. They get some free spit damage onto Rochelle, and it looks like it'll be a little bit in favor of Gore Enjoyers, but not by a lot. It's by about a percentage going into the tank.
Yeah, 1 or 2%. Of course, it can matter. And it not just like getting a percentage damage, but also who's getting hit by the damage, right? If you're able to spread the damage across 3 people, 4 people, get them all below that 5-point threshold, that would be amazing. For 404, though, we do still have a player here, Gore Enjoyers, 100 HP, Yogurt, we got Unlimited, 98 HP as well. So they do still have some 5-punch players that Air 404 is going to have to deal with, unless, of course, they just land a car, which is an option in this area. We saw only like 2 punches landing from Gore Enjoyers, not much else after that. Able to dodge a car, etc. And yeah, we'll see how much damage 404 can put out here. Because you do, I mean, especially if you don't get much damage here, MK, and the survivors aren't really slow, you don't get that many more chances at damage as we saw.
Indeed, indeed, but this is going to be Knees commit with his tank. He say he's danger of going AI here. He's got to get in there.
Yeah.
And let's see. Doesn't get the ones on the top. This car is not going to be much of a threat, I don't think. He's got to chase the ones up. He's going to do so. He's down already 2,500. His support spawns early. They drop him off. Here goes the Hunter. They took, 2 of them took the same target. He doesn't get the rock, and maybe an in cap come out here with a Charger tank combo. And no, it's going to be almost the same, but a little bit in favor for Air 404 by about 10%. And so far, Tank's not doing much at the beginning of this tournament match here and all. Survivors looking good on both sides.
That's why I love that Raptors play. I mean, yes, the car can, you know, sometimes hit you if the tank just lines it up perfectly, and it's really awkward when that happens, but it reduces the threat of the tank so much. You saw he was already way below 3K before he could even get close to the Raptors. We do have a 2-2 landing, or rather 2 caps landing. Spit will be avoided as he stands on top of the trash bags, though. And we do still have a potential round win for Gore Enjoyers. It's just going to take one more hit here.
Indeed it will, but so far, if you look at the delta, it's only 9% difference in favor of the Gore Enjoyers, but they still have to take a last hit before they get to the safe room, and they have to take this choke point, and they're going to blitz by it. That was probably the most favorable place to set the quad there, because you can send SI from both sides comfortably. Except for maybe all the way at the end now. No, I think they should wait all the way to the end. But they're going to go here now. Here it goes. Hunter finds a target, but that was the Chargers' target. It's a rolling tri-cap that comes in. But Coach gets cleared at the same time. Both of the teams take damage from the quad there, but it looks like it's going to be the Gore Enjoyers on top by about 14-point delta. And this Charger should just M1 off the top. Nothing, and that is it. And the Gore Enjoyers are ahead by 12 after 1.
Okay. Basically we saw Gore enjoyers slow down once they had already gotten past that important choke point, like you mentioned, and this is something that I think that teams that aren't quite at the top do have a tendency to do on their SI side. It was kind of obvious from the overhead perspective that the survivors had slowed down. They're kind of telegraphing that we want you to hit here. We are perfectly okay with you hitting here. Wide open area, not the most ideal spawns. We're just going to be able to take it where it comes. So go ahead and hit us here and see how it works. And they did hit them there. Usually not the play that you want to be doing. Like you said, they could have waited until the end. Maybe they didn't feel like that was an option. But they do still get a little bit of value off that hit. Now, as we go to the next chapter, I obviously do have some insight on Error 404. I could say, once if this team gets hit hard early on, like if they gotten tank wiped, even going down just a couple hundred points, when you are one of those newer teams, one of those less confident teams, it can really get in your head. So with these two teams going as closely as they did on Chapter 1, I think we're in for quite a match. Excited to see how Chapter 2 plays out with this 64% tank. We've got a 2-2 Smoker Hunter waiting for Gore enjoyers.
All right. See what they can do with these two cappers. Tank's going to be, I think this is an event tank actually now, so this is going to be interesting. But remember, this tank is not as dangerous as it used to be before the update, and it will be again in the future. But there is no car possibilities with the tank anymore during the events. That is thwarted with the new tank spawns. That was not intentional, but Smoker's going to spawn ahead of time. They now know where the Smoker is, and they also know where the Hunter is. So Moriori is going to take the lead. And Uzi runs out of the safe room, which is intriguing. The Smoker grabs that. Oh, nice boomer proxy. The Hunter will find the damage, land, and there's the spit. I don't know if the Death Spit got a ding or two, but they do land the pound spit. Not much damage coming out. On to Unlimited 11, and survivors are on the move.
Yeah, sure, they found some damage. They got a hunt spit, sure. But the boom smoke died first. That's really just not the way you want to be setting up your order. That being said, I think it will be fine here. They've got a jockey, smoker, charger, and a boom. It did look a little bit awkward the way it initially played out, but we got it. Rocket charge, unfortunately not landing. Smoke in the back with the jockey separation. They're actually playing to their strengths with that max separation as a jockey smoke lands on the back of all things and gets about 7-8%.
Yeah, I mean, if that charger lands, that would have been devastating.
Yeah.
Tri-cap coming out there, but still they chip away, making the two-hit average about around 5%, which is pretty good for this campaign. But now it's going to be a little bit more difficult for the SI to get something here. I'm interested to see if they're going to try to hit quickly or set up in the alley if they know about how to get on top of the buildings, which probably seems the smart play here. Let's see if they are instructed to do so. I don't know if Nia is aware of it. But the survivors look like they're going to retreat back, and they need to get up there. Okay, looks like they're going to do this. The charger does not know about it, so I take it back now. No one knows how to get onto the pink house. That would be the advantageous spot for the charger, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, full disclosure, I think this is a map knowledge L situation, but we do have a charger, jockey, hunter, spitter. Even with the unideal situations, you got a very strong hit here. Jockey sending it in. Hunter, okay, it's actually going to land. The charge will land. Hunter will land. Everything lands. Charge spit as well is going to be good if they don't have the pink house, but they've got pretty much everything else that they wanted.
Yeah, I mean, I was completely unexpected how well that worked out there with the charger walking in, finding his own target. It was actually pretty respectively close to almost a tri-cap, all considering. Unfortunately, the other SI is just not able to mount to much. And now here is the second tank of the game for 404 in the hands of Yama. Let's see if he knows the shortcut to head back over. I don't know, does he know about to go over the brick house here? No, he does not. So he's going to lose a lot of rage for not knowing the way to go.
Yeah, that's one of the cool parts about Parish Overgrowth. I mean, my team enjoys playing this campaign. It feels good to play on, but there are so many like high-level map knowledge tidbits, little Easter eggs, not necessarily Easter eggs because they're not super hidden, you know, but still just some things where you have to play this campaign a good number of times before you really start to master it. And there is that kind of lack of full, intimate knowledge of the campaign. But that's not stopping Error 404 from finding some impactful hits. That being said, we do have Bliss here, Yamada, on second pass, 60%. He does not get the hittable through, and he's just going to have to approach. Takes 500 HP already, going to be closer to 1,000 now. Hunter is dead. Charger Smoker, the early hunt, and the early smoke is this is a horrific tank with a long charge, but still, is this going to be a no-hitter? Please say it isn't so. The E-Rock, no, and he continues to drown. The early SIs don't work out, and he goes and stands under the gazebo and awaits his death for the remaining 1,000 HP.
Oh, that is rough. The Hunter was way too early out there and showed himself on top of the ladder for an extended period. I didn't see who that Hunter was, but that is very unfortunate for them, and that tank gets nothing. And about the mental game you're talking about, 404 is going to have to bring this back together. They're going to kill the Boomer here because it's not really much of a threat. Knee kills it, and this should hold the hit to be hit probably around the brick house when they come around the corner. I don't see it coming right out because they don't have a full hit. No, I'm going to have to wait a little later.
Right, and don't get me wrong, that it's not like that tank is a very, it's not guaranteed to get much damage. Typically, it doesn't find a ton of damage, but especially with the smoker coming in afterwards and also finding nothing, SI's going one by one, finding nothing, it hurts. Let's see if they can get a follow-up hit. No, I mean, Bliss gets absolutely locked down on the Hunter. Smoke for a bit, but the jockey gets cleared up, and it does look like Air 404 is starting to drown in the pressure right now. Needs to get recalibrated because for the tank and that hit, they've got almost nothing. That full 81, the 20% bonus that they found was early game. And they are approaching an important point, but MK, they don't have the third SI, so Gore enjoyers get to just walk right through.
Yeah, indeed they do. Look at that. They are through. They're about to take the high ground. Spawns are up, though, and the attack opportunity is running out, so they're probably going to have to hit here because, remember, when that door's open and you're all fast, you will not get another hit afterwards. Smoker's walking his way in, or maybe not. All right, here comes the Boom. Boom lands, finds a target. Here comes the Hunter. They're going to full send here. Hunter gets blitzed out. The Charger, they try to tag team. And that's a Smoker and a Hunter dying off at the end. And now it's going to be a 2-2 if they even get it. Gore enjoyers are about to walk in with almost 80%, and this is one of the biggest scores I have ever seen on this chapter.
Almost 1,400 points if they can walk in. This is a big hit spot, though, but they're just not lined up, and they're going to be able to walk in and close the door. Absolutely horrific round for my team, Air 404. I do apologize to the mates, but that was just not it, Chief. And you could tell after the tank, it felt like communications maybe just kind of fell apart. They weren't really hitting ideally, and when they did get the hit, it wasn't landing. So they really, in my opinion, in order to avoid this being a slow dive, or maybe a fast dive, to nowhere for Aero 404, they've got to recover. They've got to recognize that this can be a no-hitter tank for them as well. It's very much within the realm of possibility. The issue for me is that they didn't do any damage to the whole event and back half of this chapter, which is, in my opinion, the even scarier part. I don't know how you feel, but I think that event area is pretty damn scary as well.
Yeah, it definitely is. I agree completely. There's 2 choke points that are devastating for that event. And when you start the event, if you get hit hard right at the beginning, you're going to have to deal with the second one. If you shut down the first attack, the infected will miss the second one if the survivors are quick. So if you're skilled in map knowledge, you know exactly what you have to do. If you don't, then you can get caught in quite a pickle in a few of these situations. And I think if Bliss might have known about the shortcut over top, maybe might have went that route to stay in view above them and navigate on the rooftop, because you could also go back and get the dumpster over the top as well. But we'll let that be for a game in the future, maybe. But for now, it's going to be opening hit 2-2. Hunter and the Smoker as the cappers, and Hunter is pre-spawn. Looks like he wants to come around from the wall. Oh, Rochelle almost found the Hunter there. If he would have peeked a little more. Okay, found it. Does not win the 1v1. and the pound spit will land. And was that Bliss?
Wow.
Missed the skeet there, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Bliss.
it was Bliss is Yamada. Really unfortunate triple boom, big hit. The Smoker being allowed to pull back into the dump spit. It was really rough for Air 404, not the way to start off the round. And yeah, we'll have to see the follow-up hit here. Not quite the quad, it's just going to be the 3-1 with the boom, Charger Jockey Hunter. But we saw this be a huge hit for Air 404, their best hit in the entire chapter. And this is not really a place you'd expect to find the damage, but the Hunter will land. I think that was DP as well. Jockey trying to win the 1v1 to prevent the Charger. He will lose the 1v1, fortunately for Air 404, but the Charge still gets mini smacks in. And I do believe Gore is just a little bit leading at this point.
Yeah, a little bit. They've almost won the round already.
Right.
Literally, what? It's 1% difference right now between the teams.
Yeah.
They have not even fought in the tank yet. The 404 has to lights out here. They were very separated that last hit, and right now again they look like they're just hesitating on where they want to go, allowing the special infected to get in position. But luckily for them, there's not really much of anything here. They're going to try to make a play on it. The Hunter lands, stumbles coach off. Smoker misses because the stumble, eventually lands, gets cleaned up pretty quickly. Not much comes out, but that is it. This is now going to be all beneficial points for Gore Enjoyers from here on out now.
You say it's not that impactful, but it was still about 5-6% of K. I mean, it was still good. And the thing is, I mean, look at Gore Enjoyers. They send the hit here, and now they're ready to go at the alleyway still. They've got a charge spit possibility. They've got a hunt spit possibility. I love the movement from Rochelle to just gun it through to recognize the hit was not up yet. Hunter is now spawning in behind. We've got potential rocket for the charge overhead. And it does look like that's what we're lining up for. I can't quite see who the tank is, so I don't know which SI is the tank. In comes the Hunter. Charger lands on the head, and it will miss, fortunately, for Air 404. If they ever needed a bailout, it was right now. And they do get to bring in the tank in the hands of KJ, uncontested.
There they go. They're going to retreat backwards and see what this tank chooses to go. And also, remember now, instead of running this way, you could just go back the way the beginning of the map where the survivors go and go in the middle and hit the ball forward, too. That is also an option here on Parish Overgrowth. So
AJ knows.
You have two choices. He does. He knows about it. And this is, oh, and the rock lands on the noodle.
My God.
He's got to get that gun up now.
He's got to get that gun up in the air. And this is, I mean, I hate to, oh my God, another rock lands. And look, I don't want to come from my own team, okay? This is nothing personal, but I do question why Dark Carney Remix was banned if this is where we're at with Parish Overgrowth, because this is a very intricate map, and you feel it's palpable the fact that they just got thrown off big time, that tank was going to be there tossing rocks. So that, just a thought that I have, because, Dark Cardi Remix would have been a more straightforward campaign option, but we do have the tank in KJ, just absolutely giving them the smackdown so far with those rocks. Another one comes out, will be dealt with, and this tank's all yours, MK.
He is in. He is down about 4,400. There's so many commons. He gets another punch. He gets the in cap at about 3,200. He's going to take the pull for Nick. Nick gets punched too far away. He can't. Oh, no, he does follow up. The jockey lands. Oh, no, this is looking disastrous for 404. The tank has so much health yet. Rochelle corners herself. Does get the pills off. There goes the pole, and that's going to be the wipe. And 404 is going to go down about 1,100 after 2 with 3 maps left to go, if they could keep it close going to the finale, of course.
That was not the problem. That was not the problem. No, I'm sorry. I had to make that joke. I know my team's going to be watching his back and are going to be like, bro, are you kidding me? But no, I mean, you got to give a little bit of humor at this point, because they are down. I mean, Gore Enjoyers have doubled their score after 2 chapters, and Air 404, I gotta say, I don't feel like our strong suit is coming back. Like, I would love for our strong suit to be comebacks, where we are able to stay locked in and just come back against the enemy in situations like that. But you know what? we had a little pump up discussion. We said if we go 2-1, it's not the end of the world. It's fine. It's whatever. But you know what? I think we can go the whole way undefeated, take the crown even for Division 2. And if the other members of Air 404 truly believe that as much as I can, or as I do, then this 1,000 points is comebackable, but it's going to be very, very tough, MK.
Yes, it will be, and then tell you what, what's not a good sight is when you come into the next map needing to make a comeback and the tank's at 82%. Not the
And not
greatest
just
feeling.
that, this is a very long chapter, right? I mean, we got high points on this chapter.
Oh, yep, this one's worth quite a bit. I mean, it's not worth a whole, like, it's 600 distance. It's the first one that
Right.
starts getting worth more. Parish Overgrowth goes up 4, 5, and then 6. Next one will be worth 7. Finale's also 7, so that's what we're looking at as far as point delta. But let's see how this starts out. 404 back up with a good opening attack. All separations with a boomer. Smoker was a little premature. Charger jumps around the outside. And the Smoker dies first now. The jockey on top of the awning. Oh, he's going to get blasted for that. Charger gets a double, but only going to get 10 damage because it's cleared pretty quickly. The Boomer draws in, gets one. And Air 404's opening attack kind of goes one at a time, but does mount to 2.1 total. And Survivor's on the move.
I might have misinterpreted this hit from the SIs, but I feel like one of the pros of pre-spawning in that boom is that you got eyes on you while you're leaving. But if you send the other cappers in so quick, then it kind of defeats the purpose of having eyes on you because they don't even have to check it. So it was a very aggressive hit. It ultimately does not amount to a lot. It amounts to something. 2.1%. They'll take it. Move on to the next one, Jockey, Hunter, Smoker, and a Spit. We do have this, very... right now, they're kind of in just an open stretch. They could send here if they want to keep the tempo up for the SIs. But what it looks like they want to do, MK, is they want to hit at this one-way area and try to catch them off guard.
Yeah, and I can't disagree. I mean, there's a lot of favorable spawns here. You come from two different types of tops. The high roof, or the high overpass. And they're going to go early here. The Smoker gets nothing.
Yeah.
Jockey looks like he undershot where he was trying to go. And I think everything just gets melted. Nothing really lands. And Spitter's just going to hold and go for a despawn. Not a lot coming out from Air 404 now.
Yeah, that's kind of my issue with the hit. Is like, yeah, it's a one-way. Yeah, it can be huge, but it's also a one-way with a completely see-through fence. You can very easily clear anybody on the other side. Situations like that. So I don't know. I would have maybe preferred the tempo play, but regardless, they tried it. It didn't work. They get to set up through this alleyway, which is another pretty good choke point, but it's going to be a 2-2. They do have the Charger. They can maybe get some shenanigans going that way. Hunter is around the truck. The teal truck going to be trying to do what he can. But look at this approach from Gore Enjoyers. Pretty split, but also just making it difficult for Air 404 to have the spawns that they want. Boom finds two as he dies first. Hunter gets skeeted out before he can connect. Charge is just going to hop through. He doesn't go. I would have preferred he goes for a boom target maybe, but maybe he was just hoping that they don't clear. And awkward spit for a very awkward hit. Charge spit dies last, which is obviously pretty much the opposite of what you want to be happening as well. Not necessarily, maybe you would prefer, or you would like a 2-2 even less, but let's be real, MK. Not the best stack order, not the best situation for Air 404.
No, I mean, the Boomer getting the 2-boom did mount to a couple of percentages worth of damage. Not much, but they do get that out of it. And it looks like the Survivors are about to take a drop choke point. Take a look at this choke point, because it's not going to be the same in the future. This one will change shortly, but right now the Smoker looks like he wants to pull on the drop down instead of trying to go. No, and he repositions to go for a pullback. Hunter takes the bottom. And here comes the pullback. It's a little late. The Jockey tries to cover. They're going to send all the spawns in. Smoker, Hunter covers it, but the smoke gets cleared. Jockey lands. Boomer comes in at the end. Not a bad attempt, but still just dings the percentages. Survivors are over halfway with still 90% of their bonus now. They're looking good.
Absolutely, it's looking amazing for Gore Enjoyers. First of all, like, they are threatening an 1,800 point lock-in. Okay, they obviously have to take down the tank first, but I correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think this is the craziest tank. Maybe it is, but unless they can get the beloved couch, getting some action in here. They're going to be hard pressed to find the damage. Charger, Hunter, Smoker, and a Spit. Now that's some damage at this great spot. But the issue for me, MK, is it feels like the team cohesion is completely breaking down for Air 404. We see not only kind of a hesitancy, but also just kind of feeling like, oh, he went in? Okay, well, I guess I'll go in now. And see, like, the Smoker, he couldn't get anything rolling, the Charger, and now the Hunter goes in. And they get the Hunt Spit, yes, but they don't get the Tri-Cap. They don't get the big damage that they need. A Hunt Spit, every now and then, is not going to be able to save this team from the situation that they're in. They need to get big hits for big damage, and you can't get that by sending them in one by one.
No, definitely not. You only get a couple, and that's what just happened, but it was probably the best couple of damage they've gotten the whole chapter, because it was at like 90-some% down to 86.3. Smoker gets to M2 successfully because he became the tank, and now the survivors. Now the question is how far back they get. Oh, the Charger does land. The Jockey comes in, does latch on. Okay, they get some good damage here. They double down about, but right now the tank, does he get the car? Oh, he doesn't bring the car? Question mark. Huh. Okay. And
Do you see it?
I don't know. It's the car alarm that's to go to the inside. Oh, he's going to be able to cut them off here. This is big. And he gets a punch on to Coach. The survivors all choose to run back, though. He gets another punch on to Coach. There is another one. One more get the in cap. He still has 2,300. The Hunter went too early. The Boomer lands. He gets his own corner, but the Smoker gets cleared. He throws a rock, lands it onto Nick. He gets another punch. And he doesn't quite get the end cap, but the tank did a great job, but the support does pretty much nothing. I just think they went in way too early and all. The tank had still 2K, and the Hunter died before he turned around.
I mean, you're walking a thin tightrope whenever you play this game. Beautiful charge, by the way. Jockey trying to get in there as well. But like I was saying, I mean, it's sad that they sent those in, right? Because now we would have had a charge, Jock, Hunt, Spit. And instead, they thought they saw an opening, send it aggressively. It doesn't work out. I think you're walking just a very thin tightrope when you play this game in general, but especially during the tank. One of our team's main issues was sending the SIs too late. And now you get to, I mean, this was a very good, over and over repeated issue. And now we're at the point where we're sending the SIs way too early. And I think it just shows that this game is actually so complex and very small differences matter a lot. That being said, they do get some more damage through. We've got threatening boom situation here. We had some smoke damage, but still NK. We're looking at an over 1,000 point lock-in here for Gore Enjoyers, even after a pretty big blunder on the tank.
They do trigger the car alarm, and these commons are not all in the rear, so they're going to spawn the front. And this is going to give some opportunity for 404 if they can take advantage of this, get their spawns ready. Tri-Cap with Spit. The commons seem to be all cleared out, unfortunately, for 404, so now it's just a matter of setting up in the safe room. Oh, they're going to go here. What a spawn. Nice charge Spit, but the Spit missed. The Hunter will land and not get cleared, though, no. Good damage.
It was, but like you said, the Spit missing the Jockey, so close to being able to keep that charge target in the Spit. Just, you know, those little tiny details are what stood the difference between this being a 900-point chapter and maybe being closer to, you know, 600-700-point chapter. The devil is in the details, and one thing that is not really a detail, but is just very obvious, big, and in your face, is the 3,024-point scoreline for Gore Enjoyers after 3 chapters.
Yeah, that is massive. Averaging 1,000 points on Parish Overgrowth is impressive, especially because map 1 is only 300 distance.
Right! Yeah, it's absolutely bonkers. Air 404 did not do the job that they needed to do here on Chapter 3, which started on the SI side, which started with stopping the points from coming through. I mean, it's just like the points are on tap for Gore Enjoyers. But one important thing that you pointed out was Chapter 4 as well as the finale are the highest scoring points. So it's possible for Air 404, but MK, I'm going to need them to make like 1,000 points minimum here. What do you think?
Yeah, they need about 70% bonus to start mounting something. And, oh, that's a not a great start. That's gonna cause delay, and they're gonna get a spitter now or a hunter because they're not coming out of that safe room. Look at all these commons now.
Yeah.
Maybe they're able to get out. Maybe before that spawns up. And looks like it's gonna be a quad. They gotta be careful here.
Wow.
Oh, look at this. No, Hunter coming out of. Oh, what a skeet coming out there by Noodle. The jockey finds a target. Beautiful shutdown by 404. They still take some damage though, but Noodle with a big skeet early helps save the team from disaster.
I love the spawn from Unlimited, right? We're talking about he just gets the hunt spawn up as they're leaving the safe room. But the hunter says, oh, well, if they leave the safe room, that means I get the easiest spawn right there by just walking into the safe room. And he does it. He gets to start off the hit. It was very scary. But like you said, 3-shot skeet from Gun Noodle, opening it wide open. Double boom to start off this hit. As the hunter goes in, he will ricochet his way onto Noodle into a spit hunt. But the spit is a little bit late. Still going to be able to find good damage as they do dip down to about 90%.
Oh, they spit blocked here.
Nick's a little,
yeah, a little back there. And they're
just
very
lost a full percentage and a half.
And they're really separated there.
Yeah.
And look at, they have their spawns already. They don't really go anywhere. They just walk to the end of the street where they just got hit at. But either way, the attack wouldn't have came anywhere else but here. And
oh.
No, these hunters are not finding their targets against 404 right now.
That much is for sure. They are, I mean, they are having a good survivor side right now. Not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it's good enough to give some hope. You know, especially like we were talking about. Usually, that is not the way the tank plays out there. Usually, you're going to be seeing the car, maybe the couch, trying to get some hittables, trying to get some rocks, maybe like a long rock play. Which was very effective for Gore Enjoyers on Chapter 2, but I think Air 404 should be a little bit more heads up at this spot for the rocks. It's much more like classic Parish. But we'll just have to wait and see, because we do have a huge alleyway choke point in the hands of Gore Enjoyers.
Yeah, this is a pretty good choke point for the special infected now. They have the second floor on the left side they can spawn out of, coming through the door or the back. And the hunter can go on the roof if he chooses to. Probably not the safest on that left roof, but the right roof is also dangerous. And right now, when all the survivors are in here, they should spring the trap short. Oh, they went early, and it's not going to plan fruitful so far. The hunter finds a target. The spit's going to miss. Okay. Oh, but he pulls them into the spit. Oh, no. 404 takes a little bit more damage. Down to 86%. They're still looking good. But they still have a little bit map to navigate to get to this tank spawn. So probably a couple more hits. Look at this. They're going to go with just the charger? Question mark?
Oh,
no.
Hey!
What was
Trying
that?
to get the bowling ball charger. Interesting attempt there. And now we got Unlimited. Maybe getting a little bit too big-headed, a little bit too experimental through that area. And now Air 404 can push the issue. 3 seconds left on Unlimited, but they need to walk out. They are not walking out. And now they are. Perfect timing. As the Smoker just gets up, Smoker will pull. Hunter will land with a 20-point DP. Jockey will land. Boom will land. Everything lands for Gore Enjoyers as the damage continues to come out pre-tank.
Yeah, look at that. It's 20, almost 23% before 70% of the map is navigated. And that tank's going to be at 82%, so I don't know what 404 is going to do with the tank spawn. They can stay out in the alley where the ambulance is, because the tank has to really dig out hittables again. But look at this. They weren't ready for it. They get 2 cap. The slam goes out. Jocks stumble in the spit, and they're all swimming in it. And 77 down to 57, and that is big damage coming out. 20%. And when these pills are popped, it's going to keep going down.
That hit right there was worth about every single other hit that they had sent the entire chapter combined. And that just shows you, you know, you try to rush too hard, you try to push the issue too hard, it can definitely come back to bite you if it's not done with expertise and everyone isn't on the same page. And sometimes it's just not possible. You're trying to push a square peg through a round hole, it just doesn't work. Look at the hunter catch! And look at this! They're completely completely leaving Bliss to his own. To his lane, he goes down. What a heartbreaker here for Air 44, as this certainly looks like a wipe to me. We got Unlimited here. He's going to be coming up. The Commons, as we got a boom target, they're going to try to burger the tank here, smacking him over and over. He's still got 4K. The jockey wins the 1v1 as Coach is over in the corner, and this is just a wipe. This is devastation. This is the end of this match, more than likely, as they go down another 600. Again, not quite getting half the score of the Gore enjoyers.
Yeah, unfortunate for the 404 fans out there. They're going to fall to another wipe on back-to-back chapters, and they're going to find themselves in the hole about 1,600 points, having a big hole to dig out of now. I don't know if they can pull that off.
Yeah, it's just a heartbreaker. This is really a moment that they need to start coming back here on Chapter 3, but it's just the issue of keeping your head in the game, keeping the same mindset, the same positive mindset that you started the match with, even when the score isn't reflecting a victory for you. I mean, I think we saw a perfect example, Little Demon versus No Skilch Academy, that I casted like last night. I mean, out the gate, Little Demon was pulverizing No Skilch. Did No Skilch let that defeat them? Hell no. They strapped in. They said, we are the better team, even though this chapter didn't really go our way, and they stayed locked in. On the flip side, this is just unfortunately crumbling in front of their eyes. It just continued to snowball, right? That big hit for 20%, and then right into bringing in the tank solo with a Hunter up ready to go. It was just, it was not an example of keeping your head in the game that I would have hoped to see.
Yeah, and another late tag spawn spills even more unfruitfulness coming into this for the opportunity of comebacks for 404. 82% last map, 79 this map. So it looks like GNS is going to go up to about 3,600 before they even have their chance to go, which would be down 2,200. Which technically with a perfect map can do it, but we'll see what happens here. Jockey comes in for the back, gets bullied. Wait, what? Was that Hunter M2 while pouncing? That looked really janky from my side.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Maybe he just got caught on the door on the side. There's a little lip there on the door on the garage door. Maybe that's what it was. Terrible map designer, I'll tell you. I don't know what that's about, but either way, that gets the Hunter killed and not much damage from 404. 2.1%, 1,500 health left on the survivors, with 80% left to go.
Air 44 just, they couldn't catch a break with the tank spawns. Yeah, I love the quad. Honestly, I think at this point, call me crazy MK, but I think it needs to just be quad city for Air 44. Every other hit needs to be a quad.
Yeah, I think so. That one wasn't very fruitful. The smoker got killed first. You got to know when you're the smoker and you're going with a quad, don't lead the attack. Because you got to be the one that tries to clean it up at the end. And again, that's 2 hits, including a quad, less than 5%. Not great value so far. See if they can rebound this when they enter the next building.
We'll certainly see. It is, of course, going to be a 2-2 because every hit after a quad will be a 2-2. That's one of the downsides of going for the quad. Smoke, charge, not going to be able to land. Smoke does for, a tick or so, but we're talking peanuts. We're talking scraps here. And Air 44 does choose desperation mode going into another quad, and I gotta say, if this is the plan, I respect that.
I mean, if you see their spawn cycles, they are hitting more than the average team would, because they get a hit in this building here, the pink house. Usually you don't see this. See if anybody jumps over and falls in the hole. Oh, Coach almost fell for it, but did not. And they take the choke point pretty clean, and it's another quad, like you said. 404 needs it. They're going to send it. Here comes the Hunter. The Charger is nowhere in sight, walking in from the ambulance. And here comes that Charger. Nothing. And that is unfortunate, because there's just no really good Charger spawns here, leaving with Bliss having to walk in from another zip code.
I think it goes back against the hesitancy. Like, if they had just hit right as Gore enjoyers were dropping down, you've got the hits, you've got the spawns behind them, up in the room that they just dropped down from. You've got the various windows across from them. You've got the nooks and crannies on the roadside. There would have been a lot of options, but they let them start walking forward, start blocking those spawns, and leaving Air 44 with no ideal options for their hit. Jockey Hunter going to come in. Hunter, no good, which means no Hunt Spit. Jockey will land, get separation, but it also means no quad. That being said, I don't know if we're even going to have chance for another hit, because we just got 10% left until Noodle comes in for the tank.
Yeah, and they do have to drop into the alley, so they're going to have to make the jump back over top of the van. The question is, are they going to take it risky in the pool room, or are they going to go to the alley, which seems to be the pretty standard, where you can go survivors 2 on the high ground, 2 on the low ground. Charger goes in, does land. Nice. Oh, and he gets a slam. Okay, the survivors look like they were all reloading there, and Nick eats it. And now they're going to be able to go for a pound spit too, maybe? They might save that for the way back, though. Yeah, they're going to save that for the way back for sure. And here is what the last tank of the game in the hands of Gun Noodle now.
Okay, we got the run back here. Smoke Pool is good. Spit is good. Hunter is good. Everything lands, but it's a far cry away from like being able to stop this tank. And that's kind of why I would have preferred that hit inside. You had a spit, and all the Gore Enjoyers members took it inside. So I thought maybe that was the perfect time to send in your 3-1, try to get some value. They try to slow down Gore Enjoyers, but it's kind of a fool's errand, especially if you're not going to hit at the white van when they're trying to jump across to cause chaos. So we do have Gun Noodle here, going to be the tank, and we've got another Raptors situation. I love the Raptors situations, especially when you got a little dumpy that you can try to hit up there. But it's going to take precision and maybe a little bit of luck. Otherwise, Gun Noodle is going to be taking a lot of damage before he can flush out these Gore Enjoyer members from the Raptors.
Look at his dumpsters now. He's got them both in there. This is good play. He's going to bring the other one in. He suffers quite a bit of damage for it, and he's just going to go to the high ground. And let's see what he can do. He chases them all off. He gets Rochelle. He goes for the dumpster, but leaves Rochelle behind. And turns around to get Rochelle now. Gets a punch. Another punch. And he will get the ink cap and eat a lot of the damage bonus right before he dies off. Pretty standard tank coming out here from the infected. I will do a point evaluation on pickup. And let's see, they get about 30% damage from that tank, a little bit more when they eat the pills from KJ. Not bad from 404 and all, but they really needed the wipe there for any shadow of a hint to come back.
Right. I like the movement from Gun Noodle, or just the general decision making. He leaves one dumpster on the other end. He doesn't want to hit them both deep. He keeps the other one up there, but in the end, the dumpsters don't really come into play. Smoke into the charge. Wow, they'll both land. Spit as well. Where did the spit go? I don't know. Nice map. And they'll get bailed. Gore Enjoyers will get bailed out in a situation where MK, they don't really need to be bailed out anymore.
I had a smart-ass comment for that, but I'm not going to say it. So for that reason alone, let's just keep it forward. I don't know where the spit went, actually. We tried to find it. It wasn't even under the map. I tried to find it. I could hear it sizzling, but couldn't find its location. And, wow, look at this. I never realized how far of the map this drop is, actually. So it's 87% on this drop. And that means the tank can never spawn on the drop here. It's not possible.
Reloading.
I did wonder about that.
Yeah,
so we do have the 3-1. Jockey. They're but Gore Enjoyers are not rushing this. They're not dropping down. They're ready to take the hit. Jockey, Hunter overlap. Jockey gets him 2 away. Smoker's still here, trying to get rambunctious. He's hesitating, but Gore Enjoyers wait. They don't press the issue. They wait up there on the fence. Perfect play, and they ensure that all 4 members drop down without incident.
Yeah, I think the smoker got robbed there, though. It pulled the guy in the front because Ellis was completely vulnerable to a hang there. I think if it goes to, or I think Rochelle, actually, I'm sorry. Because somebody dropped and went right, and that's what the smoker tongue went for whatever reason. We all know how the smoker tongue be sometimes. Well, let's see if they can get the survivors for a reset here. Charger gonna walk it down in. Oh, he misses, but he ends up finding his target anyways, and the spit does land in one of the most unorthodox charge spits I've ever seen, but it works out. The boomer gets a frothy 3-boom, and he goes and kills a smoker around the corner. Good stack order and good damage coming out here from Error 404, and I don't see a scenario where they're going to be able to blitz over this ferry without at least a couple spawns to delay the last person. And they need it. They need it bad. They need to reroute these survivors.
Yes. Absolutely. They're going to be able to approach forward. Of course, there is a hole. I like that. That was an interesting setup by Gore and Joris. We had Ro like kind of looking through the bookshelves as the other members drop through, but in the end, there's no hit. They send it in now, MK. It's just a jockey though, and you can really see the breakdown of the communications in this team, where there's probably like no calls being given of like hit. So players are just like, okay, I feel like I need to hit. I don't know. I'm just going to send it. And then another player's like, oh, he just sent it, so I guess I'll send it. That kind of situation. These hits have not been inspiring.
Nah, yeah, you definitely agree. Noodle went in, died first, trying to keep the momentum. Everybody else spawns shortly after. Boomer comes in, gets a proxy. The jockey is in. There's a smoker pull. Can they get the cover? The jockey does. And the smoker finally gets cleared. The hunter comes in very, very late. Will get blasted out of the sky. And that is going to be GS putting up 4,000 points in 4 chapters of Parish Overgrowth. Not an easy task to do. Impressed by them.
They know this campaign inside and out. I've loved to see it so far. There was that moment where we almost saw Nick fall through the hole while he was going for the melee. But that's a little bit forgivable because, on the original Parish, there is that melee weapon. It's so common to go for it. But regardless, outside of that, I mean, they have just been playing on point. They have not given Air 4 any ground to manipulate. It's just been like lockdown, stonewalling them. And it's been very impressive from Gore Enjoyers. Definitely a top team in Division 2. All right, we got a 2-2 here for Gore Enjoyers now. Hunter, Jockey. Sometimes we see the Jockey go up top. This time, no. The Hunter spawns actually up top on that huge thing. It doesn't find anything. And we do have Air 4 here with 100%. But you know what I like, MK? I like that they saved this spitter. And we're going to have, a big 3-1 spit hit coming up.
They could have killed that spitter. They had the opportunity. It was hiding in the safe room, but they choose to let it be.
You're right.
Let's see if that comes back to bite them. And they're going to go with a charge here. The charger misses anyways, so it's not going to be really anything missed here. The hunter does find a target, though, with all the guns at it, which is intriguing to me. And a little bit of damage will come out of it, so holding that spitter does work out to be in the favor of GNS, and already 10% about down.
Okay, some just aggression from Gore Enjoyers, finding more than enough to get the job done here, but just continuing to play lights out against Air 4 here. We've got the 3-1 Hunter Charger Jockey with the boom, ready to go. Jockey does find a spawn in. He's going to be taking the long way into this engagement, but he's just kind of distracting. It looks like, as we have the Hunter on the other end. Boom finds one. Hunter, ooh, will get shot down. Nice little sneak there. Jockey does eventually get cleared. And now we got a stranded Charger who couldn't quite get up in time. One smack, and the wall charge. No? Okay.
Charger kind of got the long charge glitch. It's unfortunate, but as part of Left 4 Dead, it happens from time to time. To blame the map designer for that one, whoever that person may be. So let's see if 404, will they jump through the hole? The troll hole, as I like to call it. Ellis says no, and they are clean.
Okay.
Now, question is, okay, they're going to go in quickly here. I didn't think they were going to go. I don't know what that spitter was spitting at, because that was not even close. Looks like he wanted to go to the bathroom, but missed. But all right. I don't know where he was spitting at from where that bounce landed. It was not even close. But anyways, they're going to be able to keep going here. But the question is, where would you guys take this tank now? You guys go alley, or do you roll the dice on the pool table room?
Oh, I think we're just going alley no matter what. Air 4, hey, if they go for, I mean, I don't know. Now that you mention it, they may do that. We'll see. Hunter, Charger gets the rocket. Ooh, Hunter and Charger overlapping. The Hunter prevents the long charge with no guns really on the Charger, by the way, as he, they're just so far away from that player who was going to get charged. So now Air 4 gets bailed out a little bit by that charge being stolen. And they get to go, but there is going to be this one final hit here before the tank. Unless they want to hit on the run back. Of course, that is an option as well.
Decisions, nah, what to do.
I mean, you got big damage right here. You got a Hunter Charger, Smoker, Spit. I would like to just have them do it. The Smoker is the tank, so they can maybe get away with not doing it. Maybe just save that Hunt, Charge, Spit for the run back, but I don't know. I like just sending it. Prove me wrong, though, as Gore Enjoyers do seem like they're just holding it.
Don't see who the tank is, though.
The smoke?
Yeah. Oh, it's AI now. Well, they kill it. This AI smoker could... Oh, wait a minute! Charge Spit?
Oh!
No, the
Wow.
AI smoker's gonna linger. He could have something to do with this commit. Never mind, he's gonna go kill himself. I take it back. Look at him, he just runs right out there like, yo, what's good, guys? He's dead.
Where my hug at? Where my hug at? Oh my God, that was way too close.
I saw that. No, that was close.
Oh. So, beautiful skeet from Diablos, Ellis, preventing multiple people being caught up in that spit. That was huge. But still, 69%. They can have a respectable chapter here, MK. But they have got to deal with this tank. I don't know. They've got the Raptors, dumpsters. The thing is, on chapter 1, right, when you go up to those Raptors, you get a lot longer chance at chip than on this Raptors. It is kind of a blind angle that the tank can come at. So I'm interested to see how much chip they'll get before the tank is able to start getting smacks.
Yeah, well, they don't do any now. They're just staying out of his view. And Unlimited is going to run it in. Oh my goodness, that dumpster pops up out the porta potty. Nothing, no. I think I took the other one to finish it off. I'm sorry.
You're all good. We got Roe being hit into the corner, Nick being hit as well. It's a double cap on the back line. I think we got a white. The Dumpy. The charge. Reconnect. Bro. You are got to be kidding me. That is going to be the GG. WP across the board. Finishing off 4,056 for Gore Enjoyers. Air 44 does still have a respectable 1947, but just the leg up for Gore Enjoyers.